Greetings, audience. If you are listening to this, then you know what this video is about. Why some people out there are loners. The majority of the population these days give loners a bad name. They apparently are creeps, psychotic, weird, among other things, but I can't really speak for all loners out there. I can't really I don't really know them all. It's not like us loners stick together in some isolated group. We're all separate, and I'm sure some of them loners out there are the names that people call them these days. But I can tell you, for example, that I'm not. But what I can tell you is a little bit about why I am a loner, which I can proudly admit I am. First and foremost, I don't choose to be alone. I don't like being alone. So then you might ask, okay, well then why aren't you out there trying to make some friends? Why are you being a loner if you don't like it? Well, because again, I didn't choose it. How, you might ask, right? How can you not choose something? You can choose to walk out your door and walk down the street and talk to somebody, right? You could, something, right? Well, no, it's not that simple. And you might think I'm trying to make excuses here, but I'm not. I'm honestly not, ladies and gentlemen. It's not, things in life when it comes to matters of the heart are rarely that simple. They're never that simple, ever. Me personally, I say it's not so much a choice as it is a consequence because, I choose to be myself. That's what's important to me right now. I want to be me. I only have one life. And while it's important to follow sets of rules and stuff in life, you should never lose yourself doing it. The individual has always struggled to not be overwhelmed by the tribe. The individual these days struggles to not lose themselves following conventional standards like social rules and whatnot. That doesn't mean walk down the street butt ass naked and shit like that. If that's your version of being yourself, then yeah, then you got a problem. And I'm not saying that's me. But I have certain principles that I believe that are important in any relationship that I should forge. Whether it's me getting a girlfriend or me making a few new friends or even family. For those of you who don't know and are watching this, my name is Brandon, okay? And I'm going to be 29 at the end of this month of July 29th. I've been alone for 10 years. It doesn't mean I don't talk to people. It doesn't mean I haven't, made a friend here and there. But it's just like, it's the way people behave these days. They've always got their faces in smartphones, and the way that they choose to be themselves, and stuff like that. It's like we don't click. Some of you might think, oh, I'm sure there's someone out there. Not for everybody. No, there's not. There really isn't. Okay? People have, two choices in life when it comes to anything. They either accept things or they don't. And let me ask you this, ladies and gentlemen. If you were a farmer and you attempted to farm in a field someplace out there, you planted a few seeds and you attempted to grow some crops for a season, but no fruit or vegetables were yielded. So you might think to yourself, okay, maybe I did something wrong with the way things are this season. Maybe I'll just try again next season and see what happens. And so you do. You try again. Sometime later. Another season goes by. You try again, still nothing. So you're thinking, okay, maybe it's the soil in this fields. Let me try to change the soil in the fields on my farm and see if that solves it, and I'll try again next season. And so you do. And still nothing. So then you say, okay, let's move my whole farm 100 miles away to a whole new place. And try it there, see if any results are better. And so you do. And you try another season. Still nothing. I could go on and on about it, but the point is, people are only going to try so hard and for so long before they finally realize that it's just not for you. You just can't do it. There's just nothing you can do. It's no different than watching the sunset. You can't stop it. You know, the sun's going to set whether you like it or not. You can't. Well, there are some things in life that you have to accept whether you like it or not. And if you don't accept it, then you're just going to be in an endless cycle of misery that's never going to change. So me personally, I have accepted the fact that I am most likely a loner. People don't understand me, and I'm okay with that. And I think a lot of loners out there have their own reasons. But I can tell you right now, and this is me speaking as a human being, not a loner, that every human being on this planet, I don't give a fuck who you are, wants to be loved and accepted. Everyone. I'm no different. And every other loner out there, regardless of how they behave and the way they are, is no different. We all want that love and acceptance. Unfortunately, not all of us can have it. Nope, there is no one way for every single person. There's just not. And I'm okay with it. If I had to choose between being myself and adhering to social standards just to make friends, I would choose myself 1,000 times over. So, because I choose to be myself, people reject me. They don't like it. My own family didn't, and it's whatever. And so I, in turn, see that, and I'm just like, okay, that's the consequence. And so I embrace that consequence, and then people label me as a loner, and then they say I choose that. No, I chose to be myself. And that's the consequence of that is people don't like me. I'm not saying that every single person on this planet does not like me. I'm not a victim here. I'm cool with who I am, and I'm doing me. Do I sound depressed in this recording? So anyway, I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. I just wanted to share with people out there who took the time to listen that loners are 99% of the time most likely not choosing to be alone, for the simple fact that, again, as I said earlier, they want to be loved and accepted just like you, just like anyone else out there. You can deny it if you want, but everyone, no matter how tough they act, want it. So that's all there is to it. I mean, the only other thing I wanted to share in this video is this picture that's been sitting up here the last 8 minutes. You're probably wondering, you may or may not have read it, why is this on the screen as I'm talking to you? Well, because this is an example of one of the reasons why I have a hard time with friendships and relationships with people in general. I choose to be myself, and people don't like me, but I also have a hard time accepting the way people are these days too. I'm not saying it's just them not liking me, and maybe my disdain for a lot of people out there is the reason why I don't go out and try to make friends. So maybe in a way that could be, said by some critics out there, well, that in turn is why you're choosing not to be alone. No, that's not it at all. Because I'm choosing to be me, and I'm choosing, again, to not indulge in stupid behavior out there and stupid principles. And that in turn bears the consequences. So maybe it's just a matter of perspective, but I truly do not choose to be alone. Because think about it. If I liked a lot of what I saw, I might try to, associate a little bit more. And if people like what they saw with me, they might have tried to associate with me a little bit more. So if I was someone that didn't want to be around people and was entirely just wanted to be alone altogether, then even if I saw someone I liked, I'd be like, nope. So the only reason I don't try harder than I do is for the same reason that a farmer wouldn't if they tried planting their crops so many times. I have tried to connect with people, and I have seen nothing but disappointment from them. And so I just go after my goals now, and I do me. I mean, if you think about it, friendships these days are more focused on what you can get, not what you give. Love is just, it's conditional now. It's more about sex and shit like that. It's like love and friendship and relationships in general are just completely warped and twisted and deformed from their original context. Friendships and relationships, maybe this is just my opinion, should be about what you can give. You're supposed to care about these people. You're not supposed to see what you can get from them. But ever since Generation Z came out and all these smartphones and shit, and probably even before that, maybe it's always been that way, but it's gotten worse. You know, that's why I say it's ever since this Gen Z shit came out. It's just like people don't care anymore. And that's all the more reason why I choose to be me, and that in turn, as a consequence, makes me isolated. So again, this picture. If you look at the last few lines, look at what SheWeath said in that last message. You know, it sounds to me like she's saying that basically people find it to be too much energy to send us something as simple as an invite, or to ask, hey, do you want to hang out? And maybe to take a few minutes to wait. See, they're more focused on what they can get. There's your proof, ladies and gentlemen, right there, of one of many I could give you. But I'm not going to make this video longer than necessary, so I'm not going to give any more than this picture here. But look at that last message. That, to me, is why. That's one of the principles why I find people, and it's not just my friends in this Steam friends list here. It's not just her. I've had a lot of people in a lot of places in real life, let alone over the internet, that are like that. I have seen that kind of behavior. People are focused on what they can get. They want the easy fucking route. So, and it's like I said in my last message there, you know, it's not hard. So in my opinion, and this is the summary of this video, if forming connections is so difficult for people to the point to where they might as well be treating it like it's harder than a full-time fucking job, if the principles that people live by are that, heck, I'll choose to be me and embrace the consequence of being alone. Anytime, anywhere, forever. Because I want to be loved and accepted, but not if it comes at the price of me not being able to be myself, and not if it comes at the price of connecting with people who can't even, you know, I mean, look at that, and who can't even freaking be a friend. It's not hard. So that pretty much sums up this video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Loners don't choose to be alone. They choose to be themselves. People just give them a bad name. Have a good day.